Welcome back to another episode of Reading to the 246. My name is Karen Wall, but you can call me Auntie Carrie. Reading to the 246 is a space where children of all ages, including us adults, can learn facts about Barbados, islands across the region and the world, and of course, meet interesting BAJAN people. Today is Mother's Day in the 246. And we are joining with mothers and mother figures across the world to celebrate Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all mothers, grandmothers, aunties, and mothers in law, and of course, mother figures. Now, if you had tuned in last week's episode, you would have heard that we are celebrating our Shiro during the month of May. Hence, I'm pleased to have as my Sheroe this evening award winning educator, activist, and mother, Gillian Cadogan.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening. Miss Gillian Cadogan is, as I said previously, an award winning educator with over 26 years of experience, 25 of those spent in special education. She holds an honors degree in psychology, a diploma in education, and a master's degree in education with a specialization in the teaching of reading and literacy. She has also trained at the University of North Carolina's Department of Psychiatry in Autism Education. She is presently completing her diploma in educational leadership with the Erdiston Teachers Training College. Miss Cadogan is now assigned to the Eagle Hall Special Unit as the acting senior teacher in charge. She has studied and worked for many years in the area of autism, as she's actively involved in the education of parents and in the training of teachers in this area. She has been a member of the Autism Association of Barbados for over 16 years and is the present vice president of the AAB. Outside of her career in education, Miss Cadogan still maintains her interest in singing as well. From her teen talent days, she grew into a vocal performer of many years' experience and has toured Europe and the USA on behalf of the Barbados Board of Tourism. She was a background singer of 20 years for the likes of Red Plastic Bag, Mighty Gabby, Blood, and many more in the Battleground Untouchables and Headliners tent. Miss Cadogan has also been a National Cultural Foundation judge for Party Monarch for 8 consecutive years. Miss Cadogan's greatest accomplishment yet, however, is her two children, Kofi, 20 years old, and Christiane, 14 years old. Chris, as she affectionately calls her daughter, attends Alexandra School, and Kofi, who was diagnosed with autism, is in his second year at the Challenger School Adult Training Facility. Welcome again, Jillian.
Thank you so much, Karen. It's good to be here.
It's good, so great having you. And happy Mother's Day to you.
And happy Mother's Day to you too, my friend.
Thank you. Tell us a little bit more about yourself and what makes your journey even more unique as a mother of a young adult with autism.
Well, a little bit more about myself. I'm a teacher mom. I love music. I love to socialize wherever there's live music. I love art. I love gardening. I love animals. I love reading. Those are my hobbies. But my journey, my autism journey with Kofi, I would say it was unique because I've been teaching children with special needs, some with autism, all my life, and I grew. I grew in my career, and I grew as a parent of Kofi. And as people would say, I had autism at school and autism at home. So it was a really good experience seeing Kofi develop, and it's his development into a responsible and mature 21-year-old that pleases me. I'm really blessed with that.
Indeed, indeed. To be a mother is a blessing. And then oftentimes,
Yes.
sometimes persons see parents with children with disabilities and they don't recognize how blessed you are because you see things from a whole different perspective. You get the full, as I said, the full spectrum. Now,
Yeah.
when we, sorry,
That's okay. Go ahead.
good. Now, when we come back right after the break, we'll go right into story time with Gillian as she shares one of Kofi's favorite storybooks growing up as a child. Now, Jillian, before you start to read, can you tell us a little bit about the book and the journey of this book with Kofi?
Well, this book is called In a People House, and it's a book by an author called Theo Lessig. And what I like about the book is the naming of all the things that you find in a house, and Kofi's vocabulary and his speech and his understanding was always somewhat limited because of autism. So we did a lot of reading. And I liked the book because it was a teachable moment for him. It was the opportunity for him to look at these pictures and to identify these same things in our house and to repeat after me and to respond and to conversate. So this was really great for him growing up.
When you're ready, Jillian, you can go ahead and you can start to read.
Okay. In a People House by Theo Lessig, illustrated by Ray Mackey. Come inside, Mr. Bird, said the mouse. I'll show you what there is in a people house. A people house has things like chairs, things like roller skates, and stairs. Banana, bathtub. It also has bottles and brooms. That's what you find in people's rooms. There's also scissors, needle, buttons, thread. There's cup and saucer, pillow and bed. There are donuts. Here's a door. Come along, I'll show you more. Here's a ceiling. Here's a floor. Here's a piano, peanuts, popcorn, and pails. Pencil, paper, hammer, nails. There's salt and pepper, goldfish, key, table, telephone, TV. Come on, come on. There's more to see. You'll see a kitchen sink in a people house, a shoe and a sock, and a clock and the mouse, bread and butter, window, wall, toothbrush, hairbrush, and a big blue ball, baked beans, bureau drawers, and books, lights and lamps, and hats and hooks. There's mirror, marbles, shirt and string, knife, fork, spoon, and bells to ring, doll and dishes, teapot and trash. Look out below, I'm going to crash. And another thing, it's time you knew, a people house has people too. And now, Mr. Bird, you know, said the mouse, you know what there is in a people house? That's the end.
No, I absolutely loved that reading.
Thank you.
Does
Hope you
coffee
liked it
go?
too.
I do you still have the book? Do you still have the
Yes,
book?
I do.
Wow.
24
So,
years old or so.
so that's it for story time. As I said previously, I love the book. Does Coffee go and pick it up anytime and just glance through it?
Um, no. There's so many, so many, so many books that he's into now. And he would tell me, "Oh, that's when I was a kid. Baby stuff."
Maturity has kicked in. And
Yep.
that leads into my next question. How is he progressing as an adult?
Well, I am very, very pleased with Kofi. Of course, there are challenges, but I remember when he turned 16, he started calling me Jillian. And I said, okay,
Okay,
no problem,
okay,
you know?
okay.
But Kofi's a very caring young man, and he's aware that he's different because he says, "Mom, I'm different. I have autism." And that tells me the level of cognitive growth that he has. And it wasn't something that I expected. It was something I just think that we were blessed with. And he knows as an adult he has responsibilities.
Hmm.
And I feel good that he has put away many of the childish things because um, many young adults basically with disabilities, they tend to lapse back into a very immature form of thinking. But Kofi he's grown up.
Yeah.
That's
And,
good.
and And I was just thinking back to a little trip we would have shared a couple of years ago when it was my daughter and Coffee went to see the tattoo in
Yes,
Town. And
yes.
and as they were walking to little young people, they were holding hands. And we were so fussy as mommies because we were like, oh,
Oh yeah. Yeah. Feel
they were
that
both,
same caring Kofi.
yeah. And it was just like, oh my, I think he helped my daughter Trinity to cross. It was something he did. And I was
Yes.
just like, whoa,
Yeah,
wow.
actually, a very interesting story. He went on tour in Bridgetown with his classmates and teacher from Chalana. And as
Mhm.
they were approaching a traffic light, an old lady fell and her grocery bag spilled and everything was all over the place. And his teacher said Kofi was the one person that moved and he held her and he picked her up and he asked her if she was okay and he gathered up everything. And people all around were saying this young man is so caring. He's a very and that in itself is surprising with autism because they're not supposed to be showing this emotion. But
Not
Kofi
supposed to be
does have a
social.
level, yes, he does have a level of social emotional intelligence that I am very fortunate, to see happen.
Mm. So, and this goes into games. So, what are some of the other skills that you know that you would have instilled in him that have helped him to function independently?
Well, we start with the home. There's everything domestic Kofi can do. He can cook, he makes his breakfast, he can do laundry. He's a little bit afraid of the iron. He says it's too hot. But he likes the stove and as a single mom,
I think that is a trick he wants mommy to press for him. Smart coffee.
I think so too, yeah. As a single mom too, he has this persona as a man in the house. So you would
Mm.
see him with a screwdriver. Okay, this doorknob look a little slack, mommy. I will tighten it. He's tall, so he reaches all the light bulbs and he can change the gas head on the gas bottle there. He would go up and change the bulbs and the bulb headlights on the outside, climb the ladder, he goes up on the roof, cut bush with the cutlass. He can do quite a lot. He's a very, very handy young man. But what I'm most pleased with is his independence on the outside of home because the bus from Chalana will put him off at the Eagle Hall Market. So he gets off and he likes to go to crumbs. So he has his money and he goes and he buys what he wants and he makes his way safely to Eagle Hall School. And that's quite a walk. And I'm not going to tell you my heart wasn't in my hands, but to see Kofi able to traverse back and forth on the streets on his own is something that I did not imagine would happen. And I thank God that he's able to do that.
I'm here smiling from ear to ear because I know he was always some person, from like I said, from young, and I would have seen that leadership skills coming out in him, those
Yes.
independent skills coming out in him.
Mhm.
So as a mother, as a teacher mother,
Yeah,
some might say we have like a extra edge in
it's
special
true.
education, but what are some of your hopes and your dreams where Kofi is concerned?
Well, I just want him to continue developing and growing. He's doing pretty well at Challenger in the Woodwork program. And my dream for him is just for him to function normally and to be happy. And when I say normally, he will always be autistic. He will always have his behaviors, and he does have challenges with his social interaction and what's not. During those times, like all of us, bad
Yep,
mood, good
yep.
moods,
I was
you know.
thinking that.
But my hope and dream for him is to be able to handle it, to be able to live life day to day, and when the challenges come, to be able to deal with it and to find happiness and fulfillment in anything that he wants to do.
I love that. And that is the hopes and dreams I know of any parent. We just want our children to find happiness, to be
Yeah,
fulfilled in whatever sphere of life they choose to go forward with. That
true.
I know as a mother, that is one of our main things. I
Mhm.
know as you mentioned, you have a daughter,
Oh,
Chris.
yes. Ah,
Yeah, we know that family support is critical for all of our
critical.
children. Yeah, it's critical. How would you have prepared her during the years to assist
Mhm.
Kofi in his journey as
Well, I am not even certain what I would have done. The bond between Christiane and Kofi is just wonderful. Obviously, now she's a teen and he's a young adult, and the sibling rivalry is going on. But I always spoke to her and encouraged her. I would say, Chris, you know, um, there's a saying, "Am I my brother's keeper? You're your brother's keeper." She knows that she has a responsibility to him, and from young, we spoke about that responsibility. One day she told me, Kofi's my only son. I said, no, 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 he's not your son. He's your brother. Mommy will do her part. But as we talk, she understands that she does have this unique responsibility, and I think that she's up and ready for it. They have a great relationship. She understands him very well. He understands her. He's very protective of her, and I am happy that they love each other because I know that I will be able to, you know, close my eyes at the appointed time and know that he will have somebody to love and to be with him.
big brother
Yes,
duties, Kofi, and
definitely.
and I can't say big sister, although I suspect Chris might be just as tall as Kofi
Yes,
right now.
yes, almost the same height. Yep.
I could imagine. Now, children, if you remember the book, here's your question. I want you to name two items from the book that begin with the letter S. Two items from the book that begin with the letter S. So our house was filled with lots of items, but you have to watch the story to find two items that begin with the letter S. Now, what advice do you have for mothers, caregivers, raising children with disabilities, especially as the children move to adulthood? What advice do you have for them?
Well, first and foremost, put God in front. Prayer is extremely important, and God strengthened all of us on this journey. And do a lot of research. Learn about whatever disability your child may be living with, and understand that your child is yours. Your child is yours. The disability comes secondary. Kofi has a personality outside autism. He lives with autism, but autism does not define him. You know, he is he is him, and then there's autism. So do your research, and last of all, love. Love
Mhm.
is very, very important. Love just in times of discipline, in times of challenges, whatever you're going through with the child at the time, because it's not easy.
Mhm.
So love really conquers all when it comes to children with disabilities, when it comes to all children, basically.
Now, I know you wouldn't change coffee for the world. I know that with you, Jillian. I know that absolutely. But is
True.
there any part of your journey living that you would have done differently?
Um, I am thinking. I am thinking. I suppose in regards to his independence, it is only through necessity that he is on the road now. But I I I think that earlier I could have just let go a little bit more, because we're protective. We fear for them out there in society where people don't understand them. And I think that what he's doing now, he was capable of doing before. But mommy was so insecure about his safety and about, so you gotta you should still be vigilant, but take a few more chances. I would have taken a few more chances where he was concerned and just let him do stuff earlier.
Mm, I love that.
Basically, yeah. Mhm.
I love that. So when we come back, it's time for a BAJAN mashup. Jillian, are you ready to mash up? You ready?
I think so.
Now, Jillian, I know you were a background singer. You have some sweet vocals. I've heard them in the past. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I should have gone some
Mm.
water before I start.
Ah, okay, your first question is, say the name of one of the oldest hotels in Barbados.
Okay, one of the oldest hotels in Barbados is the Coral Reef Club. I have a book dating back from the 60s, probably late 50s, early 60s, a very old cookbook, and it featured Coral Reef Club. So they have to be
Nice.
one of the oldest hotels.
Hmm. Now, in your bio, you mentioned it was mentioned that you took part in the Richard Stoltz talent show. Do
Yes, I did.
you
Richard Stout is one of my mentors.
love it?
Mhm.
Do you remember the song you sang for the Richard Stoltz talent show?
Actually, I remember both because at the finals, where I placed second, I
Nice.
sang a song called Almaz,
Mm.
and I sang a song called Gloria by Laura Branigan. Um, the singer from Almaz is failing me a little bit, but yeah, those were the two songs.
No, which goes into my third question. Can you share a line? Woo-hoo, stretch those
Ah,
vocals of a popular of your favorite, sorry, Bajan singer.
yes, one of my favorite BAJAN singers is Cheryl Hackett. She is now since left us, but I met her and did some work with her. She was a wonderful person. So her song Beautiful and I'm Spoiled is one of my favorite songs. So I am gonna try and do a little piece of the chorus. Okay. 'Cause you are beautiful and unspoiled. I've never seen your likes before. Whatever in this position. You sure know every cure. And when I'm wrapped up in your embrace, all my cares just disappear. Please don't let nobody change you, and you'll never be without a friend.
Listen, I'm hearing tears. Oh my gosh, Gillian, I am in tears. Happy Mother's Day, mothers. You hear
Happy
that?
Mother's Day, moms.
Yes. And that is a beautiful rendition, Gillian. Oh my gosh. Yes, I get emotional. I get emotional. Now, a quick Bajan meal that every mom should be able to prepare for their child.
Well, BAJAN meals are traditionally a lot of work. They're never quick. But I will go with nutrition. And I think that
Mm,
every BAJAN mother should be able to prepare some good BAJAN soup for their child. Some dumplings, some chicken. Kofi's not a soup person. Christiane is the soup person. But I've gotten Kofi to be able to use some. He doesn't like it with so many of the things in it, all the vegetables and the chicken and the pigtails and whatnot. He likes it a little simple.
simple.
Some good BAJAN soup, some dumplings, some sweet potato, some little yam, some chicken. That's good.
I,
Strengthening food.
I come in that sweet sourdough for my soup, but that soup sound real good. Now, question number 5. A famous Barbadian mother you would like to switch places with on today, Mother's Day.
To tell you the truth, I wouldn't switch places with anybody.
Oh,
No. I love it with my kids, but if I had to switch places with a famous Bajan mother, it would be our Prime Minister's mother, Mrs. Motley.
ah, nice. Nice. I like that. I like that.
Oh yeah.
And I'm sure the Prime Minister would enjoy your rendition of Andy Hackett.
Mhm.
I love
Cheryl
the
Hackett.
Cheryl
You
Hackett.
crossing up Cheryl and Wendy Allen. Those were the two
Oh,
singers of the day. Yeah. It's quite all right.
my apologies. Beja mashup is that a name?
Beja mashup.
Now, during our last show, Simon says the answer was the Adams International Airport. The riddle meant catch flight, up, up, and away. Who, what, or where am I? And the answer was the Grantley Adams International Airport. This week, Simon says gold. Be bold, be fierce. Shut down the place a marble. Who, what, or where am I? Again, Simon says gold. Be bold, be fierce. Shut down the place a marble. Who, what, or where am I? Now remember, children and parents, to like, comment, and share on our Reading to the 246 Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube pages. Special thank you to you, Gillian, for agreeing to be part of our show.
Thank you. It was my pleasure, Karen. And it was so nice to see you again.
Yes, it was. I'm staying here. We really have to do something outside of the show,
Yes, I
outside of
think so.
education. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
definitely.
A reading, Gillian, a reading, our singing something.
Something.
Something. Good. So again, thank you for joining us this week. Reading to the Two Verses also wants to remind you that reading takes you where your imagination can't. Have a great evening, children.